What's up everyone? I recorded this video on Saturday, January 8th, 2022, and it's 29 Fahrenheit, -2 Celsius. It's 7 o'clock at night, and I'm gonna take the subway back home to Astoria, Queens. I'm here in the 98 Mott Street Food Court, and I just ordered some food from the iCook AI Kitchen. I got here a beef and broccoli dish and also a shrimp with mango dish that I'll be taking home. I've been to this food court several times already, and this iCook AI Kitchen is a robotic kitchen. They make everything with a machine. All right, see you later. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Everything in this food court here is great. It's located on Mott Street, right before Canal Street. I need to walk over to the Canal Street station at Lafayette Street. This is a major subway station here in Lower Manhattan. There's 7 subway lines that serve this subway station: NQRW, JZ, and number 6 train. And I'll need to take the N train back to Astoria, Queens. Over there is Little Italy. Now this isn't the only Canal Street station. There's another Canal Street station on the A, C, and E trains, and another one on the number 1 train further down, closer to the Hudson River. So once I get to the next block, that's where I'll enter the subway station. I like to use this entrance over here rather than the one over there on Center Street because it's more convenient to the staircase. These are some of the things that you'll learn by taking a route often. Quite often in the subway there's a term called pre-walking, and that's walking to the best direction on the train, on the platform, or a subway entrance that's most convenient to where you need to go. that Center Street entrance is pretty inconvenient because once you go down the staircase, you need to walk a couple feet past the downtown and Brooklyn staircase to get to the uptown in Queens. So here's the subway station. I'll need to swipe my Metro card to get in. I could also use a contactless payment system like a bank card or my phone. So here's my Metro card right here. You want to swipe it at walking speed. Now we're in the subway system. This subway station isn't in the greatest condition. Quite often you'll find some water leaking and some trash on the ground. But that's pretty typical of the New York City subway. It's dirty. So this is the Uptown and Queens platform. I'm not sure if that's the train arriving on this platform. It'd be good if it is. No, it's not. That's the Q train to Brooklyn. And I got lucky.
Oh, yeah, I know where the train is.
The N train is arriving in only 1 minute. And quite often on the weekends, like today, the subways will have reduced service. Right now, the MTA is going with a lot of people calling out sick, so they've canceled a lot of the subway lines that normally run on weekdays. The W, the Z train, and also the B. Hi, that's me. What's up? Nice to meet you too. All right.
You gonna post this?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a subway ride video. Take it easy. Yeah, those 3 subway lines, the W, Z, and the B trains have been canceled because the MTA does not have enough workers. And I've been affected by this because the W train also serves my neighborhood. Now there's only one line serving it, the N. I would say that this is a average number of people on the subway train. A lot of empty seats, but that should change once we go through Manhattan. So you see, I'm here now at Canal Street, and we're on the yellow colored line. It normally runs along Broadway, and then it goes across, it goes up 7th Avenue, and then across 60th Street to Astoria. They're advertising the Omni payment system on the train, which is the new payment system, the tap and go. The next stop is Prince Street. Normally this train's an express, but on the weekends it runs local. The local trains on the Broadway line are the W and R. The screeching that you're hearing now is the train turning off of Canal Street onto Broadway, where its main tracks are for most of Manhattan. These yellow trains were originally part of a train system called the BMT, the Brooklyn Manhattan Transit Company. But that's all been absorbed into the New York City Subway as a whole. There were three different companies, the BMT, the IRT, which was the Interborough Rapid Transit, and the IND. The IND was the independent system run by the city government. The BMT and the IND trains, they can run on each other's tracks, but the IRT, they use shorter platforms and narrower cars. So, next stop is Prince Street, located in the Soho neighborhood. This area is where all of the shopping happens. Some of the popular stores around here include Uniqlo, Bloomingdale's, Nike, and Zara. The Apple store is also close by. Next stop is A Street. It's also the subway station that's closest to New York University. There's some more advertisements here talking about books, Penguin Random House. So you can see a lot of people got on the train here in Soho. It's a busy stop. So everybody goes shopping. This next stop, A Street, is also very close by to the Nolita neighborhood, where there's a lot of cool places to eat. It's also very close to the trendy East Village and St. Mark's Place. There's a lot of great Japanese restaurants along St. Mark's Place between 3rd Avenue and 2nd Avenue. Also, this is the stop you want to get off if you want to visit Washington Square Park. This is where the NYU students hang out. Also along A Street, closer to 6th Avenue, there's some really good massage spots there. I've gotten a very good foot massage there with my YouTuber friend Jason Rupp. You can check out that video on his channel. That train over there is the Q train. It's an express, that's why it's skipping us. It even runs express on the weekends. Next subway station is a pretty big station, the 14th Street Union Square. A lot happens in this area. It's also a main transfer point between the 4, 5, and 6 trains and the letter L. The L train will run across 14th Street until 8th Avenue, and it also goes into Brooklyn. And the 4, 5, and 6 will run along Park Avenue. And then south of Union Square runs along Lafayette Street. But Union Square is home to a lot of shopping as well. Barnes & Noble being a big one, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's is here. There's also the Union Square Green Market on certain days. So we may see a lot of people getting on this stop. The doors are opening this way. I wonder if this Q train will be waiting at this station for transfers. Usually when trains are across the platform like this, sometimes they'll hold the doors to let people walk across to transfer. Next stop's 23rd Street and Broadway. It's also close to the intersection of 5th Avenue. This is where you'll find the Flatiron building. Italy's also here, Madison Square Park. It's also very close to the Harry Potter store. Normally this subway ride, it takes around 40 minutes to get from Canal Street to Astoria, Queens. And it also depends on the waiting time, how long the train takes to get to the station. And the subway can also be delayed by a lot of things. But generally I find it's pretty consistent. The artwork in this station is pretty cool. You can see flying hats they put on the tiles there. And I think there's a history behind that because this area is known as the Flatiron District, as I said. And in the Flatiron building area, it's very windy. There was a law that was passed called 23 Skidoo because guys would wait for ladies' skirts to be blown up by the wind. So I think until this day, it's still illegal to watch women's skirts blow up because of the wind. So that's the reason with the flying hats. Next stop is 28th Street and Broadway, very close to the Flower District, which runs along 28th Street between 7th Avenue and Broadway, I believe. That's where you'll find a lot of plants being sold. Also, they're building up this area very rapidly. I see a lot of construction going on here. I think they're building a lot of hotels. So this spot isn't really as busy as the others. Oh wow, I said it wasn't a busy stop, but it ended up being quite a few people getting on here. So the next subway is next stop is 34th Street Herald Square. It's the second busiest intersection in the city. Home to the flagship Macy's department store. The Empire State Building is only a block away from here, so if you want to visit the Empire State Building, this is your stop. Also a big transfer point between the B, D, F, and M trains, which run along 6th Avenue. And also a block away is Penn Station on 7th Avenue. That is the busiest passenger railroad station in the United States. You can get Amtrak there, New Jersey Transit, and Long Island Railroad. And Madison Square Garden's right on top of Penn Station. There's also Koreatown nearby on 32nd Street between Broadway and 5th Avenue. I think there'll be less people getting on here than 28th. Next stop, busiest subway station in the entire system, 42nd Street, Times Square. In September, they also opened up a new passageway between the shuttle platform and the 6th Avenue platform, so it actually connects to the Bryant Park station now. You can also get the B, D, F, and M at Times Square, when you previously couldn't. But Times Square probably needs no explanation what's there. If you know New Year's Eve, then you're very familiar with Times Square. You can also transfer to the most trains at Times Square. Pretty much every single train in Times Square you could transfer to, except for the 4, 5, and 6 and the letter L. Also the J and Z. Those are the ones that run through Manhattan. Although the transfer to the A, C, and E platform, I would say, is rather inconvenient. I think the conductor said the Pennsylvania bus terminal, but it's actually the Port Authority bus terminal. But Port Authority bus terminal, you can get a lot of buses there that go to different parts of the state and different other states. New Jersey, you can go south to DC from here. A lot of long distance buses. Oh, we got a performer. So this stop here is 49th Street, also in the Times Square area. It's also a block away from Rockefeller Center, so a very convenient area to get the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, because it's still up right now. Next stop is 57th Street and 7th Avenue, right next to Carnegie Hall, the Performing Arts Institution, right in the middle of Billionaires Row as well. It's an area of 57th Street overlooking Central Park. And if you want to go to Columbus Circle, this is also a good area to get off, because it's only about 3-4 blocks away. Very close to the southwest corner of Central Park. No problem. Good playing. So here the train makes a turn and goes crosstown. It doesn't go north anymore. We're going to 5th Avenue and 59th Street. But home to the Apple Store, the Plaza Hotel, southeastern corner of Central Park, and also the most well-known shopping area in New York City between 59th Street and 42nd Street is some of the most well-known shopping areas in New York. You got many of the high-end retail stores here, like Louis Vuitton. You've got Chanel, Tiffany is here, Bergdorf Goodman. And this part of Central Park is the busiest entrance to Central Park as well. It's close to the Central Park Zoo, the Gap-style bridge. You got the Woolman Rink here. Also within walking distance to the Bethesda Fountain. So lots of attractions here on this subway exit. You can hear the squeaks and turns of the subway because I'm making a sharp right turn onto 59th, well, technically 60th Street. It still can't complete its full turn. This station is actually located between 59th Street and 60th Streets. Also on the wall here, well, not in this section. Oh, there it is. You'll see mosaics for different animals. That's a homage to the Central Park Zoo. Next stop is the last stop in Manhattan, Lexington Avenue and 59th Street. You can also get the 4, 5, and 6 at this station. But this subway stop is home to the Bloomberg Tower, which is the largest employer in the area. You've also got a Bloomingdale's here, the flagship Bloomingdale's store. There's also a subway exit that leads directly into the Bloomingdale's from this subway station. And the doors are going to be opening up behind me. I find this subway station to be very busy because this is where a lot of the office workers board the train along Lexington Avenue. You can even see the amount of people waiting for the train now. So now we'll be going under the East River through the 60th Street Tunnel. The R train also goes through the 60th Street Tunnel, but it turns off and it goes underneath Jackson Avenue to the Queens Plaza station, whereas the N train will go to Queensboro Plaza. It actually trips a lot of people up because there's a big difference between the two. Queens Plaza is underground and Queensboro is above ground. But in regards to the geography, they're pretty much right on top of one another. However, there's no free transfer between the two. So if you make a mistake, you're gonna have to probably go back into Manhattan or take the 7 train to 74th Street Broadway and then take the Queens Boulevard line that way. Queens Plaza is the first stop on the R train, and after that it will run along the Queens Boulevard line, whereas these trains here, they'll run along 31st Street. I'll also add it in that normally transfers between the lettered trains and the numbered trains are very inconvenient, because the lettered trains were originally the BMT and the IND lines, as I said before, and the numbered trains were the IRT. And since they're two separate companies, the transfers between them, when the city merged all the entire train system together, often tends to be long. But the next stop, Queensboro Plaza, is actually very convenient because it's right across the platform or downstairs. Alright, so now we're outside. We're right above Queens Plaza North, and that's the Queensboro Bridge on the other side of the train. It's otherwise known as the 59th Street Bridge. Its official name is the Ed Koch Queensboro Bridge. You can get good views of Queens from the windows here. Alright, we've arrived, and there's a number 7 train leaving the station now. The number 7 train will go all the way to Main Street, Flushing. You can also catch Manhattan-bound number 7 train, which serves Long Island City, and then 42nd Street. And the last stop is the Hudson Yards station. This is a very busy station. The next number 7 train is coming in 3 minutes. It's also my favorite subway line in the system because it runs quite frequently. It also has the communications-based train control, so they have automatic systems telling how far the trains can travel together. And it also serves the most dense part of Queens. And when it fails and something goes wrong with the number 7 train, it doesn't usually affect the other subway lines. Whereas in Manhattan, if the subway line gets delayed, it will back up all the other lines that it shares with the other trains. That's the reason why it's my favorite subway line. It's also got newer train cars too, so. So this next subway station is 39th Avenue Dutch Kills. A few years ago, it was co-named BB Avenue. That was an old name for 39th Avenue because prior to the consolidation with New York City in 1898, Queens was its own area. It had its own street names, and they weren't numbers.
This is 39th Avenue.
Dutch Kills actually refers to the original part of this area because the kill was a body of water that came up here, and this land was quite swampy, but the water was filled in. I actually like the name of this subway station a lot better now that it's called Dutch Kills.
36th Avenue and clear the Holy Mott Street.
Next stop is 36th Avenue. Again, we're running on top of 31st Street. And 36th Avenue is home to many great restaurants, many great Middle Eastern restaurants here, as well as a lot of great seafood restaurants. One of my favorites is Astoria Seafood on 38th Avenue. You could get it over here. You can also get it from the 39th Avenue station as well.
This is 36th Avenue. The entrance is in North Boulevard, then stop Broadway, and clear the Holy
Be
Mott.
Astoria, bro. But actually grandfather. You stay hanging of corruption. Once the cop rolls
Next stop is Broadway. Broadway is one of the streets that did not get renumbered with the consolidation with New York City. But it's one of the most important streets in this area. It'll run right through Astoria into the neighborhood of Elmhurst, Queens, before ending at Queens Boulevard. After Queens Boulevard, it's known as Grand Avenue. The busiest area I find of Astoria, Queens is the Broadway area and also 30th Avenue, which is the next stop after Broadway.
This is Broadway.
Bringing home 600 of fucking running a bag. 600 man. Or you could even scare somebody for you having running man. Oh shit.
The entrance is in North Boulevard, next stop 30th Avenue,
Yeah.
and clear the Holy Mott Street.
The next stop is the stop that I'm getting off at. There's signs that are actually on 30th Avenue saying that it's the heart of Astoria. When I was growing up here, there weren't as many restaurants and places to eat as there are today. In the 90s, there were a lot more mom and pop shops, but now there's so many restaurants along 30th Avenue. 30th Avenue used to be called Grand Avenue, and there's still references to Grand Avenue in many of the business names along 30th Avenue. There's Grand Wine and Liquor, and there's also Grand Avenue Pizza.
Oh, you didn't know, motherfucker. Read your history. Dang, that's what it said back in the day. When you see when you started in the prison, and then you come right here. Tupac started. Tupac got paranoid.
There's only 2 more subway stops on this train before the last stop. Astoria Boulevard and then Ditmars Boulevard. Forgot to mention too that almost all the stations along the Astoria line have been renovated.
That's what you get in Cracker Jack.
39th Avenue, 36th, Broadway, 30th Avenue, and Astoria Boulevard have all been renovated. During those renovations, it caused a lot of frustrations for the people who lived here because the stations were closed and people needed to walk to the next station. And that is the subway ride from Chinatown to Astoria, Queens. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then smash the like button for me. Subscribe for some more videos like these. And I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.